You've got that plastic bin in your garage, right? Filled it up after watching the news about the last big storm. Maybe you've got some canned soup in there, a flashlight, some batteries. You're feeling pretty smart about yourself. Here's what I need you to understand. You're not ready. Not even close. I'm not trying to be a jerk here, but I've seen this exact same story play out more times than I can count. Major disaster hits, power goes down, roads get blocked, and all those people who thought they were prepared, they're the ones standing around looking confused, wondering why their expensive survival kit isn't doing jack squat for them. The problem isn't that people don't prepare. The problem is they prepare like idiots. They go online, watch some tactical operator wannabe's YouTube channel, buy a bunch of gear that looks cool in photos, and think they're done. Meanwhile, the stuff that actually matters during a real emergency, the boring, unglamorous, practical items that solve actual problems, gets completely ignored. I'm going to tell you about situations I've personally witnessed. Neighborhoods without power for 2 weeks straight, people trapped in their homes during ice storms, communities cut off when the roads became impassable. And you know who came out okay? It wasn't the guy with the $3,000 bug-out bag and the tactical vest. It was the person who understood what you actually need when civilization's conveniences aren't there anymore. We're going to go through 15 specific items that need to be in your preparations right now. Not eventually, not when you get around to it, right now. These aren't the things that look impressive when you post pictures online. They're the things that keep you functional, healthy, and sane when everything else has gone to hell. They're the items that solve real problems that come up day after day when the infrastructure you take for granted has completely failed. Here's what we're covering. First, I'm going to tell you about the practical essentials that address actual problems you'll face during extended emergencies. Not zombie apocalypse fantasies. Real situations that happen every single year to regular people. Then we'll talk about items that become incredibly valuable, and I mean genuinely valuable, not theoretically valuable, when supply chains break down and stores sit empty for weeks. Finally, I'll cover the supplies that help your family and your broader community stay functional and maintain some level of dignity when conditions get seriously bad. By the time we're done here, you're going to know exactly what deserves space in your preparations. More importantly, you're going to know what to stop wasting money and storage space on. Let's get into it. Item 1, the folding shovel, your universal problem solver. First thing on this list, and if your attention span is shot and you can't remember anything else from this entire discussion, remember this one. Get yourself an entrenching tool, a tri-fold military-style shovel. This single piece of equipment is more versatile and more useful than probably any other item you can own for emergency situations. I'm completely serious about this. This is not just a shovel. Stop thinking about it as just a shovel. This is a multi-purpose tool that solves dozens of different problems you're going to face. Winter storm rolls through? You're using this to dig out your vehicle when it's buried in snow. You're clearing paths so people can actually walk without breaking their legs. You're creating safe routes for getting in and out of your property. Power goes out for days or weeks and your toilet stopped working because the water treatment plant is offline? You're using this to dig proper sanitation trenches. This isn't optional. This is basic survival when modern plumbing fails. Flooding hits your area? You're moving debris with this. You're creating drainage channels to redirect water away from your shelter. You're clearing blocked pathways. Get one with a sharpened edge and you're cutting through roots that are in your way. You're breaking ice that's formed over critical areas. You're clearing brush and vegetation. You can use it for leverage when you need to move heavy objects. You can use it to establish foundations for emergency shelters. In a worst-case scenario where personal safety becomes a concern, this serves defensive purposes too. I've personally used mine for digging fire pits when the power was out for 5 days straight and we needed to cook food and stay warm. Constructing drainage systems around temporary shelters during heavy rain. Leveraging my vehicle out of deep snow when I got stuck on a back road. Clearing fallen tree branches that were blocking critical access points. Creating proper latrines when plumbing systems completely failed. Every single time, this $40 tool did what hundreds of dollars worth of other tactical gear couldn't do. You want a military-grade model made from carbon steel. Look for one with a serrated edge option and a secure locking mechanism that's built for actual hard use, not camping trips. Stay away from aluminum models. They'll bend on you the first time you actually need them for something difficult. And here's a critical detail. Store this somewhere you can actually access it quickly. Not in the back corner of your garage buried under boxes, not in your attic. Somewhere accessible because when you need it immediately. Item 2, the insulated thermos, maintaining your core function. Quality vacuum insulated thermos. I'm talking about legitimate brands here. Stanley, Thermos, Zojirushi, double-wall stainless steel construction. This is not optional. During winter emergencies, this matters way more than people realize until they're in the situation. When the power goes out in winter and you have no heat, maintaining hot liquid inside your body is the difference between functioning and not functioning. This isn't about comfort. This is about survival capability. Think about the physics for a second. Your body is burning somewhere between 3,000 and 5,000 calories every single day just trying to keep warm in cold conditions. That's an enormous energy expenditure. Hot liquid delivers warmth directly to your core, bypassing the incredibly energy-intensive process of your body having to heat cold food internally. If you're forced to evacuate your home, you're carrying portable warmth with you. You can prepare hot coffee or tea before you leave and have genuine warmth available for hours afterward. But there's a psychological component here that's just as important as the physical aspect. When everything around you is chaotic and scary and unpredictable, having hot coffee or hot tea provides psychological stability. This isn't hippie nonsense. This is about maintaining cognitive function when your brain is cold and stressed. People who've spent time in actual cold weather conditions understand this instinctively. Anyone who's done military service in cold environments can tell you, staying warm isn't just about physical comfort. It directly impacts your ability to think, make decisions, and function effectively. You want stainless steel construction. Double-wall vacuum insulation is non-negotiable. Get at least 1 liter capacity, preferably larger. Spend the extra money for quality brands that actually maintain temperature for the duration they advertise. Test yours right now. Fill it with hot water, close it up, and check it after 12 hours. If that water isn't still genuinely hot, you need to replace your thermos because it's not doing its job. Item 3, lubricant spray, keeping your systems running. WD-40, graphite spray, silicone lubricant, white lithium grease. Stock multiple cans of each type because this is preventive maintenance in aerosol form, and during extended disruptions, this stuff is worth its weight in gold. Everything mechanical requires lubrication or it fails. That's not an exaggeration. That's physics. Door hinges seize up, locks freeze solid and won't budge. Tools rust when moisture gets into every exposed surface. Vehicle parts corrode faster than you'd expect in prolonged damp conditions. Generator components fail without regular maintenance. During extended emergencies, when you cannot simply go buy replacement equipment, keeping your existing equipment functional becomes absolutely critical. You need to understand the different formulations because they're not interchangeable. WD-40 is for cleaning and displacing water. It's not for long-term lubrication. People misunderstand this constantly. WD-40 evaporates and attracts dust. You use it to free stuck parts and prevent initial rust. But it's not a lubricant for ongoing use. For actual long-term lubrication, you need silicone spray or white lithium grease. And graphite spray is for locks and precision mechanisms where you can't use wet lubricants that would attract contaminants. Silicone spray is for rubber seals, weatherproofing applications, and moving parts that need lasting protection. Your generators need proper lubrication to keep running. Your tools need it to stay functional. Your locks need it to work when security matters. Your vehicle needs it for basic operation. Silent operation matters when you need discretion. Functional locks matter when normal security systems are compromised. Working tools matter when there's no way to replace them. These products have indefinite shelf life when stored properly, so there's no excuse not to stock them in quantity. In item 4, orthopedic insoles and wool socks, protecting your mobility. Most people who live in cities never think about spare insoles and extra socks until their mobility becomes critical to survival. This is a serious mistake that I see constantly. Modern footwear presents a problem. It's either comfortable but wears out fast, or it's durable but uncomfortable for extended wear. The solution is pairing long-lasting boots with quality orthopedic insoles and proper technical socks for extended movement in harsh conditions. Do this correctly and you have footwear that can handle weeks of walking while keeping your feet functional. Merino wool socks manage moisture, prevent blistering, and regulate temperature better than anything else. They dry faster than cotton and resist odor even after multiple days of wear. Doctor. Scholl's work insoles or similar quality products provide genuine cushioning for extended walking. This isn't luxury. This is functional necessity. When evacuation means walking 20 miles with a loaded pack, foot care becomes survival critical. You cannot walk if your feet are destroyed. It's that simple. Stock multiple pairs of quality merino wool socks and several sets of orthopedic insoles for long-term resilience. They compress small, weigh almost nothing, pack efficiently, and preserve the mobility that everything else depends on. If you can't walk, you can't evacuate. You can't reach resources. You can't help others. You can't function. Foot care is not optional. Item 5. Feminine hygiene products. Practical necessity. Tampons and pads. Stock them in substantial quantity regardless of your household composition. I don't care if you live alone as a single man. Stock these. These products have multiple practical applications beyond their primary purpose. They make excellent fire tinder when dry because cotton fibers catch sparks instantly. They can function as water filters to strain out sediment as a pre-filter stage. They can seal small gaps in shelter walls to prevent drafts. The sealed packaging keeps them clean and ready to use for years. But here's the main value, and this is what most people miss. Modern society has eliminated historical alternatives. These products provide comfort, hygiene, and dignity that people consider absolutely non-negotiable. During supply disruptions, these become extremely valuable for trade and community support. Think about this practically. Roughly half the population needs these products monthly. And most people don't stockpile even 3 months' worth. They have long shelf life measured in years, compact storage, universally understood value. Stock multiple brands and multiple absorption types so you can serve different needs and preferences. When stores are empty for weeks or months, these become premium barter items and critical community resources during prolonged shortages. People will genuinely remember who helped them maintain dignity and basic hygiene during difficult times. This isn't about being nice. This is about building the kind of community relationships that become survival critical when conditions deteriorate. Item 6. Mousetraps, protecting your food stores. Your entire food supply is completely worthless if rodents destroy it first. This is a critical vulnerability that most people completely ignore until they discover the damage. And by then it's too late. When sanitation systems fail during extended outages, rodent populations explode exponentially. The math is scary. A single female mouse can have 5 to 10 litters every year, with 6 pups per litter on average. They chew through plastic containers. They chew through cardboard. They can even chew through some metals to reach stored food. Their urine and feces contaminate everything they touch, making food unsafe for consumption even if they haven't eaten it directly. The disease risk is genuinely serious and most people are completely naive about this. Rodents carry hantavirus, leptospirosis, salmonella, and dozens of other dangerous pathogens. In scenarios where medical care is limited or unavailable, rodent-borne disease represents an extremely serious threat that can kill you just as surely as lack of food. Modern traps are cheap, a few dollars each, but you cannot build effective mouse traps quickly without experience and proper materials. Don't think you'll just improvise something when the time comes. Stock mechanical snap traps, multiple types and brands that actually work effectively. You'll need dozens at minimum, possibly hundreds if situations extend over months. This protects your entire food security strategy. Without effective rodent control, your food stores become rodent food, and you're left with nothing. Item 7. Baby formula community resource. Baby formula has limited shelf life, but it has astronomical value during that viable window. This is worth understanding even if you don't have infants in your household. Unopened powdered formula lasts 18 to 24 months when stored properly. Always check the use-by date because this matters. Once you open a container, you have exactly 30 days before it needs to be discarded. Parents prioritize their children's nutrition above absolutely everything else. When formula becomes unavailable during supply disruptions, families face genuinely desperate situations. Your stockpile becomes a critical community resource that helps families in genuine need. This creates the kind of community relationships that matter enormously during extended crises. Formula is also carefully engineered nutrition with precise vitamins, minerals, proteins, and fats designed for infant development. Adults can consume it safely for complete nutrition during emergencies too. It's clean, reliable calories that dissolve easily without requiring cooking fuel. Storage requires climate control and moisture protection. You're managing expiring assets, so rotation systems are essential if you're stockpiling significant quantities. Position yourself as a reliable resource for families with infants in your community. The goodwill and mutual support networks this creates are invaluable when normal social structures break down. Powdered formula, primarily. Multiple brands to meet different needs and preferences. Strict rotation before expiration dates. Item 8, over-the-counter medications. Maintaining function, ibuprofen, aspirin, Antihistamines, antidiarrheal medications, anti-nausea medications. Stock these in substantial quantity because pain and illness disable people completely. Pain makes humans non-functional. That's not an exaggeration. Severe migraines prevent clear thinking and decision-making. Dental pain is genuine torture that makes everything else impossible. Chronic muscle pain stops all work capacity. Without pain management, people can't work, they can't think clearly, they can't make good decisions. These pills solve that problem immediately. The medical realities get dangerous extremely fast in emergency situations. Allergic reactions become life-threatening without antihistamines to control them. Severe diarrhea causes dangerous dehydration that can kill within days. Persistent nausea prevents food intake entirely. These aren't minor complaints or discomforts. These are serious medical conditions requiring immediate treatment. Most over-the-counter medications remain effective for years past their official expiration dates when stored properly. Cool, dry, dark storage preserves potency surprisingly well. When pharmacies are closed for weeks, when supply chains are broken, and you can't get medications shipped to you, basic OTC medications become extremely valuable. Buy generic brands in bulk quantities to save money. Stock variety across different types of medications to address different conditions. Item 9, Premium Sleeping Bag, guaranteeing rest quality. Cold weather sleeping bag, rated for temperatures well below what you actually expect to encounter. Not camping gear for summer trips. Genuine cold weather equipment designed for survival conditions. Sleep is mandatory. Your body and mind collapse without it. There's no toughing this out. During power outages in winter, when you have no heat in your house, maintaining core warmth means the difference between survival and hypothermia. A sleeping bag rated for 0 degrees Fahrenheit works perfectly in a 50-degree house and keeps you alive if temperatures drop further. Heat retention and comfort directly impact sleep quality. Poor sleep destroys decision-making ability. It weakens immune response. It creates psychological stress that compounds other problems. You cannot function without proper rest, period. Invest in a reputable brand rated for extreme cold. Down or synthetic insulation both work effectively. Each has advantages and disadvantages. Get a compression stuffed sack to save space during storage. Test it right now in comfortable conditions so you completely understand its capabilities before you're depending on it during an actual emergency. Item 10. Smartphone with offline storage, preserving knowledge. Cheap smartphone loaded with downloaded information, Wikipedia, medical guides, repair manuals, survival information, all stored offline where you can access it without internet connectivity. Cell networks and internet fail during disasters. Your phone becomes a portable library containing human knowledge. Medical emergencies need treatment information immediately. Repairs need clear instructions. Navigation needs maps downloaded beforehand when GPS and online mapping don't work. The knowledge stored on your device could genuinely save lives when you can't just Google answers to your questions. Download everything potentially useful right now. Invest in solar charging capability so you can keep the device powered indefinitely. Apps exist for offline Wikipedia access, medical references, field guides, and technical manuals. Fill your storage completely with useful information. Digital knowledge weighs absolutely nothing but provides immense value when you need it. Beyond survival information, load music libraries for stress relief and psychological comfort. Download videos and cartoons to calm frightened children during crisis situations. These aren't luxuries. These are mental health tools that prevent psychological breakdown when everything feels chaotic and scary, especially for kids who don't understand what's happening. Item 11. Automatic watch, maintaining time awareness. Automatic watch powered by movement. No batteries required, no charging necessary. Perpetual operation through simple mechanical physics. Time management prevents chaos. Medication schedules require precision timing. Coordination between people needs accurate time awareness. Without reliable time awareness, organization deteriorates into guesswork and confusion. Wrist movement winds the mainspring automatically as you go about your day. It's mechanical engineering that runs indefinitely with basic care and maintenance. No electronics to fail, no batteries to die. Quality automatic watches also represent portable wealth that holds value across different economic conditions. Simple design, water resistance, clear readability in low light, skip complex features that add failure points. Durable and reliable construction matters more than looking impressive. Item 12, Carabiner Collection. Attachment solutions. Inexpensive aluminum carabiners. Not climbing-rated equipment, just utility clips for general use. Buy 50 minimum because you'll use them constantly for dozens of applications. The applications are genuinely endless once you have them available. Attach gear to bag securely. Create hanging storage solutions. Secure tarps and shelters. Link items together for easier transport. Make improvised handles for carrying things. Quick connections for 1,000 different situations you'll encounter. A carabiner weighs a few ounces but provides pounds of utility in practical applications. Mix different sizes. Get a combination of screw gate and standard closures for different security needs. Bulk purchases drive costs way down. $20 solves hundreds of small problems you'll face. Item 13. Cheap multi-tools with utensils. Practical redundancy. You have your premium multi-tool for serious work? Now buy 10 cheap ones for $5 each. Why? Because lending builds community relationships without anxiety about expensive equipment getting damaged or lost. Someone needs to borrow a tool. You hand them an inexpensive one. They use it. They return it. Social debt becomes community currency that matters enormously during extended crises. Repeat this across dozens of interactions, and you're connected to everyone who matters in your community. There's also practical reality here. Having disposable tools for dirty or dangerous tasks means your premium tool stays clean and maintained for precision work when you need it. Multi-tools are universally valuable. Knife, pliers, screwdrivers, each can opener all in one compact package. Someone needs repair help. Your spare tool solves their problem immediately and creates a grateful community member who remembers you helped them. Item 14. Plastic bags on a roll. Universal protection, the cheapest plastic bags available in rolls. A roll of 200 bags fits in the palm of your hand. Maximum versatility, minimum space consumption. Waterproofing is absolutely critical during emergencies. Electronics stay dry and functional. Documents stay readable. Clothing stays usable. One bag prevents disaster across dozens of different scenarios. Applications extend way beyond waterproofing. Emergency rain protection for yourself or gear. Water transport when containers aren't available. Waste management when sanitation systems fail. Wound protection to prevent infection. Small item organization. Signal panels for visibility. Even cordage when cut into strips and braided. Everyone needs these constantly, and almost nobody stockpiles enough. They weigh nothing. They compress to almost no space. Buy them by the roll. Thousands of bags. This is peak preparation economics. Maximum utility for minimum cost and space. Item 15. Compressed towel tablets. Maintaining hygiene. Compressed towel tablets that expand into full-size towels when you add water. Hygiene prevents illness. Disease kills more people than violence in every historical crisis. That's consistent across every emergency situation throughout human history. Compressed towels let you maintain proper sanitation without carrying bulky fabric that takes up space and weight. A year's supply fits in a shoebox with minimal weight. For community support purposes, offering clean towels means offering dignity to people who are struggling. The ability to stay clean provides massive psychological relief during difficult times. This matters more than most people understand until they've been in situations where basic hygiene becomes difficult to maintain. The complete system. These 15 items aren't just random supplies you throw in a closet and forget about. They're a carefully designed complete system where each piece supports and enhances the others. The folding shovel handles all your physical work and infrastructure tasks. The thermos maintains your energy levels and core warmth. The lubricant keeps all your critical equipment functional. The foot care preserves your mobility when walking becomes necessary. The hygiene products support health and provide community aid. The mouse traps protect your irreplaceable food stores from complete destruction. The baby formula helps families with children. The medications prevent suffering and maintain functional capability. The sleeping bag guarantees quality rest. The smartphone preserves all human knowledge. The watch maintains time organization. The carabiners solve endless attachment problems. The multi-tools handle repairs and maintenance. The plastic bags protect everything from moisture. The towels maintain basic hygiene and dignity. Together as an integrated system, they create comprehensive preparedness for you and your entire community. Separately, they're just individual items that might help sometimes. As a coordinated system, they keep you and everyone around you functional when normal infrastructure completely fails for extended periods. Test every single one of these items in normal, comfortable conditions right now so you completely understand their capabilities and limitations before you're depending on them in actual emergencies. Store them all properly following manufacturer guidelines. Rotate perishable items before expiration dates. Maintain constant awareness of their condition and location. Know exactly where everything is stored so you can access it quickly when you need it. These practical habits and practices make the genuine difference between being prepared and just owning stuff. When hurricanes hit and your power grid fails for weeks, when winter storms trap you in your home, when supply chains break down completely and stores sit empty. Final thoughts. Here's my complete list of 15 items. I absolutely know that hundreds of other items could and probably should be added to this. I'm certain that while reading this, you've already thought of several important variations and alternatives specific to your situation and region. That's good. That means you're thinking practically about your actual circumstances rather than just following someone else's list blindly. If you have good ideas or additions, I want to hear about them. Share what you're personally stockpiling and why. Let other people learn from your experience and knowledge. Different regions have different needs. Different situations require different preparations. I'll definitely make follow-up content about other critical items and important categories. I'll be reviewing and considering suggestions and feedback. Now, the important disclaimer that I have to include: consult with actual specialists and government emergency management agencies for precise guidelines specific to your area. Regulations and recommendations vary by location. Official emergency guidance from FEMA, local emergency services, and other authorities should always be your primary reference for official recommendations. Finally, take care of yourself and your loved ones. Preparation is fundamentally about protecting what matters most to you. Stay safe out there. Be practical, be prepared, and stop wasting money on gear that looks cool but doesn't solve real problems.